Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
This comes from Shane. Hi, John and crew. In an interview featured on Variety with Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski, he said that there was over 800 hours of footage shot for the new film. And even compared to the length of the Lord of the Rings, and even compared it to the length of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That is an astounding amount of footage. How do you think they'll go about editing that down, and what do you think that says about the storytelling of Top Gun Maverick? Also, if we don't get all 800 hours on the Blu-ray, we start a petition.
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, man. And yeah, listen, one of my most anticipated movies right now is obviously Top Gun Maverick. They showed us 8 months ago at CinemaCon a good 15 minutes of the movie, blew our minds, and now they're going to be showing us the movie at CinemaCon. We're seeing this movie in 2 weeks, which I'm very, very stoked about. Can't wait to give you guys our first reaction coming out of that screening for it. And I'm looking forward to it. I thought the trailers have been great. Everything looks wonderful. Now, Tom Cruise has turned into a fairly interesting cat the last number of years. And when I say interesting, I mean that in a very good way. Like he has decided to be like the ultimate stuntman actor himself, doing a lot of crazy things. He strives a lot for authenticity. I remember when they were doing The Mummy, and they have this scene in The Mummy where they're in a plane that's kind of going out of control and they're flying all around. Well, Tom Cruise was so committed to making sure that felt authentic. They actually took a plane up to 0G. They took this, I don't know, I wouldn't even call it a plane, but it wasn't a space shuttle, but something that took it right up to the edge of the atmosphere where they could have 0G and actually bomb around and fly around in the capsule of this thing just so it could look and feel more authentic. He learned how to fly a helicopter for the last Mission Impossible. He actually climbed the side of that stupid building. He actually held on to the side of a plane as it took off the ground. He did his own halo jump. Like, he's just doing all this stuff for authenticity. And he's gotten a lot of other actors for Top Gun 2 to actually be in cockpits and shoot footage from inside the cockpits with them being in there. As a matter of fact, because there's no space in it, Tom Cruise even personally taught the actors how to turn on the cameras, position them, turn on the lights, because there's no room for a cameraman in there to get all the shots they want. Cool. But 800 hours?
That seems excessive.
It seems a little excessive. This comes to us from the folks over at Variety, writes the following. Out of a 12 or 14 hour day, you might get 30 seconds of good footage, Kosinski said about, that's the director, said about why so much footage was shot. But it was so hard earned. It just took a very long time to get it all. Months and months of aerial shooting. We shot as much footage as 3 Lord of the Rings movies combined. I think it was 800 hours of footage. I ask in the words of Chris Carr, for why? Look, at the one hand, I get it. You can look at that number and be very excited. Think, oh, they put so much into making this movie. Okay, granted, but pre-production is for a reason. Because time is money. Every minute, Rob did the breakdown on this one time, for a standard blockbuster scale Hollywood movie, every minute on a set costs something in the tens of thousands of dollars. For every minute a set is up and operational and functioning, it's crazy amount of money. Mm-hmm. It's a crazy amount of money. This is why filmmakers will spend sometimes years in pre-production of their films. This is why you have storyboards and animatics and all that kind of stuff, because all that stuff means less time shooting. So I look at that 800 hours and I just think irresponsible. And you know what? It puts a story we did a few weeks ago in a different context for me, because Variety ran a big article about a battle that's going on between Tom Cruise and Paramount. And if Tom Cruise, who nobody says no to Tom Cruise these days, and he's earned it, but if Tom Cruise and his directors are like shooting things like that and burning through money like that, 800 hours of footage were 797 of it is never going to be seen. And every minute of those 797 hours that are never going to be seen cost money. Because I was like, at the time when that Tom Cruise story came out, I'm like, good for Tom Cruise. You use your influence and your clout to make sure you get the movie made the way you want, because they're talking about the next Mission Impossibles, whatever. You go, Tom. I'm very pro Tom Cruise. But after seeing that story, I'm like, well, shit. If I was the studio, I'd be flipping pissed. That's just unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. It tells me you weren't prepared. You didn't do the work that you need to do before you started cameras rolling. Because if you did the work, you could have done that with 100 hours of footage or whatever. Something that would have cost us as the studio a lot less money. Hey guys, we want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Peloton. Now listen, in the never-ending quest to try to stay in shape, one of the keys is to vary up your workout and your exercises to make sure you avoid losing your motivation and keep from getting burnt out from doing the same thing over and over again. Peloton has you covered. I know for me, one of the keys was getting my Peloton tread and using the Peloton app to get my varied workouts in. And Peloton just keeps pushing you forward with new classes, new music, new ways to keep your workouts fun and motivating. One of the newer offerings that has me personally really excited is their boxing classes. Peloton is stepping into the ring with its newest discipline, and you don't even have to have any gloves. Discover a fast, furious, and fun workout with Peloton instructors in your corner. Even if you've never boxed before, these classes will have you working up a sweat while working on the fundamentals of form, footwork, and fun combos that will keep you on your toes. Peloton has a workout for every day and every kind of schedule. So guys, right now, visit onepeloton.com to learn more. That's onepeloton.com. So, I mean, look, none of this takes away from the movie. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm super stoked for it. You know I have been. But yeah, this kind of makes me take Paramount's side a little bit more in their battle. I don't know, Chris. You hear about this. What are your thoughts?
That is so excessive. Like, yeah, if you were shooting a 12-hour day, typically, right, you're maybe getting through, 4 pages on a good day, if everyone's really singing. And so this just kind of makes me think, well, was it they filmed everything, the training as well, and that's just more footage they had just as backup? Because that I could then understand. Okay, yeah, when we're testing the piloting, when we're doing all this, if it's drone footage of all of the aerial shots they needed, those things, I guess I could understand it, but I still can't intellectually grasp why you would have 800 hours of it. Can we cut to Rob real quick?
Yeah.
Well, you know, John, when I get the 4K steelbook of this and there's all 800 hours, did they do this for Rob? Did they get all this footage for him for the special edition physical media? I don't understand why you would do this because, like you were saying, time is money. Footage is money. This just seems wildly irresponsible. I don't know how you could how you can justify that in any way.
Rob would be so happy with the story, and I kind of am too, because I am a bonus footage type of guy too.
Man, they better have. I mean, obviously not 797 hours, but they better have an ass load of bonus features.
And the next 3 years, Movie Club is only bonus footage.
And 800 hours is perfect for a physical media release. No server is going to hold that so people can watch it.
65 disc collection.
Yep.
Of the finest.
It's going to be the biggest steel book ever.
It'd be amazing.
You're going to need help out of Best Buy.
They're collabing with Hot Toys. It's going to be a 6-scale plane, and inside it's just loaded with DVDs.
You know who has a hot toy of those 800 hours of footage? I got a hot toy of that 800.
I can just hear Rob now. Rob is looking at, where's Rob? Rob's on this side. Yeah. Say, hey Rob, what do you think about the Star Trek story? Well, this movie was influenced by the Star Trek episode of the Amok Time. And thank you, Rob, for bringing it back to Star Trek. Yes, so Rob, somebody's in the live chat says it looks like Rob's been hitting on the aviation gin a little bit too hard already.
I'm about to need a little bit of that. I miss it.
So I mean, I don't know. Look, bottom line for me as a fan, I think this movie is going to be awesome. I think the movie's going to be incredible. And whatever you got to do to make it incredible, you go for it. It just sounds like maybe they could have prepped a little bit more. And now I get why Paramount is so upset.
Here's a question, John.
Yeah.
We're saying we're gonna see it at CinemaCon, right?
Yes,
it's gonna be screened. What if they offered to show 800 hours of footage in a separate theater Would you go?
Well, CinemaCon doesn't last that long.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'd never leave.
yeah, you're
Everyone
right.
would need to be wearing
Sorry.
CinemaCon
Depends.
But let's
itself
say-
is going to run about 100 hours. CinemaCon itself in its entirety is running about 100 hours.
Okay, never mind the
We
question.
got too much food to go eat, Ray.
Yeah.
We can't do this.
Man, we got just too much food, and we
gotta
got to
go to
go see
France.
Penn and Teller. Like just a lot of stuff to do in Vegas that week. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this story that apparently shot like 800 hours, more than all 3 Lord of the Rings films shot in their entirety with all of their footage combined? What do you guys think about this? Jump down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.